Hey, what's up, wannabes? We wanted to give you guys a quick heads up before we hop into today's episode. We've got some brand new merchandise available for you guys.
New merch!
New merch. We got that new.
Yeah, we do.
It is available on our merch shop for you guys to purchase. So give us your money. Scotty, tell them what we've got.
We got three all new designs. That's three. Let me get in my camera here. We got Party Skelly. We got Sick Ass Cowboys. We got Showing That You're a Cool Wannabe. We got it all. They are hot. They are fresh. They are new. Get your hands on them while you still can. Limited Ultra Edition. Like, these things are hotter.
Ultra rare.
These things are hotter than Pokemon cards, my dude. Like, get your fucking mitts on them.
And if you look right there, you'll see some examples of some of them. Right there. We're trying to learn
I
how to
did
do this
literally
thing.
both hands, so one was gonna be right.
The link will be down in the description. Check out the shop. We still have our old design up and available for you guys. But we are really happy with this new stuff. And a ton of different articles of clothing as well. We got shirts, different types. We got a baseball tee.
Get yourself a crew neck.
Got a crew neck.
Tank.
Got tank tops. We got crop tops for the ladies or for the guys.
Or
hey,
for the
whatever you
dudes.
like.
I might have ordered 2 crop tops, who can say?
Picks or it didn't happen. Guys, we appreciate it. Check out the shop. Link down below. Now let's jump into today's episode. Hello, and welcome back to the We Don't Wanna podcast. This is a show where 2 certified dipshits make uncertified takes about your favorite series. We are your hosts. I am Zach, and joining me as always, the thing that I find so interesting about him is that he's said 6 words to me ever. It's Scotty Westside.
That's true, actually. It's all it took. It's all it took for old Zachy boy to be like, oh, you said 6 words, let's be best friends.
Pretty much.
What's up, buddy?
Oh, not too much, man. Just recording a couple hours off work, and I'm just a little sleepy boy, but it's all good. We're gonna have some fun.
Yeah, normally we record on Zach's days off after I'm off work, but
and you're a sleepy boy,
and I'm a
Except
sleepy boy.
You like stay awake till like 3 a.m. anyway.
No,
always,
not 3 anymore. I'm an old ass man. I gotta be in bed by like 2 these days. So big difference, obviously.
We're never up that late recording.
I'm
anyway,
never,
so.
yeah. But it's a switcheroo today. I am off today. So I'm just like maxed and relaxed, and yeah, you just got off work, so
yeah. How you doing, man? How's your week been?
My week has been good.
Hockey aside.
Yeah, well, I mean, they won one game and lost this game technically this week, I suppose. So
your boys should have won yesterday, though.
They should have
They were
won.
ahead the entire game by like 2, I think.
Well,
right?
they went up 3-0. I don't really want to go into this because I'm very angry about it. But also, my boy Nathan McKinnon had like one of the sickest goals ever. He went coast to coast, beat basically the entire team by himself, and scored with like 2.5 minutes left. So you think we're good to give them the lead, but then they scored and won in overtime. So it wasn't a good time, man. And I wasn't happy about it, which is why we didn't record last night. That and you fell asleep, so...
You fell asleep.
You fell asleep.
You fell asleep first, and then I fell asleep.
No. I was awake in time. You said let's record at 6, and I texted you at 6:04, and I'm like, oh hey, yeah, sorry, I'm awake. Let's go. And you're like, oh, I left to go get supper with Amanda 45 minutes ago.
That's not what.
That is exactly what happened.
Oh man, I miss you, pal.
Yeah,
I feel like it hasn't been that long. We did this on Sunday.
Oh, I thought you meant like how long's it been since
I don't actually miss you.
No. Obviously not that. I thought how long has it been since we've been inside each other?
Oh well.
Yeah, that's
been way too long.
Yeah, we haven't been in each other's presence for
been in each other's presence.
Yeah. Definitely.
Oh man. Well, we have a lot to talk about today, man.
We do. This is a big episode, and I'm gonna struggle to read the recap if my glasses keep fogging up. Have I ever mentioned that it's fucking hot in this room that I record in?
You know what, man? I feel like the audio can suffer a little bit if you got to get yourself a little fan.
Well, a fan maybe, yeah. My air conditioning is currently on, but it does not. Spoiler: there aren't many vents in the closets, I don't think. So that's.
Yeah, I think a fan would be smart.
That's a big shame. Fan would be loud, dude. Oh, there was something I was going to tell you about. Today that will interest, I know for sure, you and probably some of our Harry Potter fan listeners out there.
6 to midnight. Let's go.
Oh boy, I watched a Harry Potter video today on YouTube, believe it or not.
Okay.
And it wasn't one of ours.
Well, we don't have any Harry Potter videos.
Yeah, maybe one. We have one. We have the tier list.
Okay. Right.
I watched a video basically analyzing the character of one Severus Snape.
Oh, you mean like the greatest character ever?
I mean, like, yeah, definitely. Ever's maybe a bit of a stretch. My favorite character in that series, let's put it that way. It was made by a gal named Murphy Napier, is her name and what she goes by on YouTube. She's the one, I've talked about her before briefly. She recently, like a year ago, got big into One Piece and read through all of One Piece. She's a book YouTuber primarily. And she did a really good, fantastic breakdown of Snape. She chronicled every single time Snape appeared or Snape was mentioned through all the books, and like made notes about it on her read through, and then went back and like reread just those sections again, and like she just did a very meticulous job, and it was very, very good. So check that out if you're interested.
Was there like is just like purely like an observation, or is this like a take about his character?
Well, it was like observations leading into a take. I won't spoil it, but
sure,
I agree with her.
Cool.
I mostly agree with her, so it's good stuff.
You know, at the end of that series, man, you wanted to deny so badly being a fan, and look at you, just watching a whole ass breakdown video about Harry Potter.
You literally forced me to create a profile on potterworldmore.com.
That was not me. That was Sam and Emily.
World of Wizarding Potters. So by law, legally, I'm contractually obligated. Which by the way, has nothing to do with it.
Which, by the way, he is the CEO of now.
I'm the CEO, that's right, because I got that wolf Patronus.
Yeah.
But we're not here to talk about Harry Potter. I thought those of our fans that came from the Harry Potter series might enjoy hearing that, so I thought I'd mention it. But we are here to talk about a big episode, season 2 finale. Goes by the name of Valar Morghulis.
Valar Morghulis.
And this kind of a shit ton happens in this episode.
Yeah, man, you're not wrong. There's definitely a lot to get through, and you know, I had a lot of fun with the season finale of season 1, because we hadn't actually planned this, although it fit well. But we did this kind of like recap on like, all right, like what does the board look like now? And I think this is going to be really interesting to talk about that today as well.
For sure. Well, why don't you kick us off, because this recap is long as hell.
Okay,
hit us with this
sounds
recap,
good.
Brother.
So, Tyrion wakes up with his head wrapped in bandages to find that he is no longer Hand of the King, and that his father Tywin, quote, won the Battle of Blackwater. Tywin is awarded the title Savior of the City and Hand of the King by Joff in the throne room for all to see. Littlefinger is given Harrenhal for his part in bringing the Tyrells to their side, and Sir Loras asks that Joff marry his sister, hot-ass Marjorie.
True.
Joff makes a show of needing to refuse because he is, quote, pledged to Sansa, but the offer is accepted in the end. Naive-ass Sansa is happy because she thinks that she might be free now. Littlefinger reminds her of what kind of person Joff is very quickly, though. Varys visits our favorite Lady of the Night, Roz, and wants her to spy on Littlefinger for him. Jaime and Brienne continue their merry adventures, and Jaime is basically giving her the same haha, you're a virgin treatment that Ygritte gave Jon, and it's fucking great.
It's very funny.
They run into some northern soldiers who recognize Jaime, so Brienne kills the absolute shit out of them and tells Jaime that she only serves Lady Catelyn, not the Starks.
True.
Speaking of old cat, she is trying to talk Robb into keeping his vow to marry the Frey girl, but Robb is like, I don't think that's gonna happen. Have you seen my hot ass fucking babe Talisa? Dude. Then he throws this whole thing of her releasing Jaime in her face and storms out.
Mm-hmm.
Back in Dragonstone, Stannis is big mad.
Big mad.
Big mad.
Big mad.
Big hard also, Melisandre. Because he fought for her god and lost. He laments that he led so many of his men to their deaths and murdered his brother for this cause. Melisandre reassures him that this war has just begun, and she still sees his victory as the Lord of Light. Victory as the Warrior of Light and King. Stannis says you can't know and promise these things, but she has him stare into the flames, and he says he does see something. Up north, the Prince of Winterfell is getting trolled by a dude blowing a horn.
True.
This dude, recap aside, this is so funny to me. Like, I love this fucking scene.
He's so easy. It's so easy to get under the prince's skin.
Right. Theon is feeling big sorry for himself, and what an idiot he is, of course. Luwin offers him some sound counsel to run and join the Night's Watch, but spoiler alert, Theon is a fucking moron and ignores it. He tries to make a big speech and rally his men to die fighting, but they just knock him unconscious to hand him over to the Northmen. Then Dagmar stabs my boy Luwin with a spear, and it is 1,000% not okay.
It is so not okay.
So not okay.
So not okay. Back at King's Landing, Varys tells Tyrion that Cersei ordered Sir Mandon of the King's Guard to kill him, and that he would definitely be dead if not for his squire Pod. Varys also informs him that Bronn is no longer in charge of the City Watch and that his hill tribesmen have gone home. Varys says most will not remember what Tyrion did to save the city, but he will, and also Zack definitely will. Shae comes in and takes off Tyrion's bandages. He's got a real bitchin' ass scar. All the chicks are gonna dig big time.
Definitely.
Shae wants him to leave King's Landing with her because they will try and kill him again. Tyrion refuses, saying that he's good at the line in the politics and that he likes doing it. Do what you love. Shae vows to stay with him.
If you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life.
That's what they say. I don't think that's fair, though. In the Riverlands, King Robb marries Talisa in a small ceremony with only them and the Septon. Somewhere outside Harrenhal, Arya meets with Jaqen, and she asks him to teach her how to kill the way that he does. He says that if she would learn, she must come with him to Braavos and become a faceless man. Arya is very tempted, but says that she must stay and find her family. Jaqen gives her a special coin and says that if she ever needs to find him again, to give the coin to any man from Braavos and say Valar Morghulis. Then he morphs his face right in front of her and leaves. Back at Winterfell, Osha, Hodor, Bran, and Rickon emerge from the crypts to find Winterfell a burned ruin and Maester Luwin dying beneath the Heart Tree. He tells them to go to Jon at the Wall because they don't know where Cat and Robb are and there are too many enemies in the south. Luwin begs Osha to take care of the boys and she agrees. Then she gives him the gift of a quick death. In the east, our favorite dragon mother enters the House of the Undying by getting magicked inside, leaving Jorah and her Blood Rider outside. That bodes well. Dany wanders around following the cries of her dragons. She sees some strange visions of the throne's room in King's Landing, destroyed and covered in snow, and then a hut where Khal Drogo and a baby are inside. She knows that these are magic visions and is very tempted to stay with them, but she hears her dragons crying again and leaves. Next, she finds her dragons chained with Pyat Pree and his doppelgangers. They tell her that their magic is strongest with the dragons close by and will keep her there with them for all time. She gets magically chained, but tells her dragons Dracarys, and they incinerate Pyat Pree. North of the wall, Jon and Qhorin are still being marched to meet Mance Rayder. Qhorin breaks free and attacks Jon, and the wildlings let them fight. Jon kills Qhorin and has seemingly earned a bit of their trust. They burn Qhorin's body as Ygritte tells Jon it's time to meet the king beyond the wall. Back in the east, Daenerys very rudely wakes up poor Duck Sauce, who is sleeping with her missing hot handmaiden. They take his key and open his vault to find that it's empty. Daenerys locks Duck Sauce and Hot Handmaiden in the vault, and they proceed to loot his house to get money for a ship. That is episode 20, the season 2 finale, Valar Morghulis. What a whirlwind ride it was.
That is, man, talk about a packed asshole and episode. It's just...
You really caught me off guard with that one. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm so glad you were taking a sip of your drink.
He almost got me. Got me.
I love the old packed asshole.
You do. It's true.
Yeah, it's no, but seriously, I mean, there's just so much that is jammed in this, and I just have to seriously commend the writing and the pace of what is able to be accomplished this early on in the show. I feel like this is something that a lot of people talk about in later seasons, but you know, somewhere between starting this show and finishing this show, for a lot of people became like professional critics.
Sure.
Right. And one of the things, people's favorite word to say when talking about stuff is the pacing. And I feel like that is not always fully understood by a lot of people, what pacing is.
Sure.
Or how it's established, but this is not just good pacing, but it is just, I mean, mind-blowing that this much is able to fit into an episode and it feel good. You know, not feel like too much is jammed in, not have dead space. Like, it's so efficient.
Right.
And we talk about that a lot in season 1, but when we have an episode like this where it hops around this much and delivers this much new information, it is truly mind-blowing.
Right. It is very impressive because, like you said, the episode is jam-packed, and there's a lot, and so is your butthole. There's a lot to get to, but it doesn't feel overwhelming. At least it didn't for me.
Right.
Like, I've seen this episode plenty of times, so maybe that has something to do with it, but you know, because of the nature of the way the last episode was, where it was entirely took place in King's Landing, they had a lot to get to. So it was like, by necessity, that they kind of had to tie up all these different storylines. And I think they did a fine job of it. You know, there's some where we don't spend a ton of time. The one I would say it shouldn't work, but yet it does, because they do such a good job of like editing, and I think about like the music and the sound design. When they cut to Robb and Talisa's marriage, it is like seriously like a 30-second scene. It like cuts to them, there sees part of them like saying their vows, and then it cuts away, and it's like that's too short, or like you got to let the scene breathe a little bit. But it works. It shouldn't really work, but it works.
It works. You know why? Because it's been this brewing thing that has happened for the entire season, that now you're just finally seeing like, oh, okay, that happens.
Yeah.
Quick note on that, by the way, on that whole thing.
Yeah.
There's a joke that will be made towards the end of season 3 where you're going to hear a record scratch go, I bet you're all wondering how we got here. And it's going to cut to that fucking 30 seconds.
True.
Oh,
Big
man,
true.
dude, it's so funny.
Oh, my God.
Fuck.
Yeah. Where do you want to start with the actual, like, talking about here?
Dude, let's just start from the top, man.
Okay.
Let's start King's Landing, Tyrion.
Yeah, let's run it down.
My guy from last episode.
Yeah, for those of you who missed last episode, Zach and I had the longest fight we've ever had about who be thrown in. Tyrion did great at the Battle of
Won by
Blackwater.
a landslide.
Yeah.
By a landslide.
By a landslide, for sure. But now here he is waking up in a cramped, kind of just shitty little room with Grandmaster Pycelle, who is definitely not...
Just staring over him like so smug ass,
creepy and so
bitch,
smug.
dude.
For those of you who do not remember, they are not on the best of terms. I believe Tyrion suggested that they should cut off his manhood and feed it to the goats. They did not follow through with that, but it would have been funny if they did. So no, bad scene for Tyrion. He finds out that basically his father is being heralded as the savior of the city and all these great things for him. And nobody really gives a shit about Tyrion losing half of his face in the battle and doing all these great things. And he definitely feels hurt and betrayed by this.
Oh yeah.
And you know, deservedly so. Like, he did a lot. I would say enough worthy to be number 2 on a hypothetical best 5 list. But he's getting no.
Some would say a number 1.
Some might say that they're wrong, but they might say
most
that.
might say that.
Nah. And I feel for him, and especially when Shae is like, they're just gonna try and keep killing you. Why don't we just get out of here, go east?
I would love for that to just be it, and him just be like, you know what? Yeah,
I would too.
I'm out.
They could just eat and drink and
they could
fuck,
just go,
as she suggests. That sounds great. Sign me up.
With Shae? Are you kidding me? Sign me up twice.
Yeah, definitely. Twice on Sunday. But Tyrion, again, part of his fatal flaw is, like, I've said this before, but is that he can't let things go. And he thinks that he has a place here, that he can handle these people, that he can handle the politics, that he can handle the lies. He's good at it, and he likes it, and he can't let it go.
And he's so much Tywin's son.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Which we'll talk about that a lot in the coming seasons, but he is so much Tywin.
Mini Tywin, in metaphorically, physically, the whole way around. For sure.
So yeah, that's just not tight for my guy, you know.
No, it sucks. It sucks.
Also, poor Sansa, man.
Yeah, dude.
Just naive ass little fucking girl, like, yes.
Just when you think we gave her a lot of praise in Blackwater about, like, how she, like, kind of held her own and was, like, you know, making.
You know what? It's not naiveness. I just think it's wishful thinking.
It's both. I think it's a little column A, little column B, because even once Littlefinger is like, you know, confronts her with this, he's like, you think he'd let you go home? He's like, come on now, you know what kind of boy Joffrey is and all this. And she's definitely naive. It's definitely probably some wishful thinking, like you said. But by the way, can we, speaking of this scene in the throne room, can we talk about
this horse taking a massive shit?
Well, no, that's funny, but I wasn't even thinking about that. Poor Varys, my dude, poor Varys, when Littlefinger is getting his reward, like, my dude just has to, like, stand there. He's got, like, it's the look on his face. He's just so not happy about these developments.
Yeah.
And
seriously.
I just feel for my dude, Sir Varys, Lord Varys, so much. Because Littlefinger's just got, you know, his shit-eating grin on his face, and they're rivals, and he's getting to be named this High Lord of Harrenhal, and Varys is just sitting there just like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's very good. Also, Joff's acting, so hilariously bad. So this is obviously just like, this is all a show. They have to, this has already been agreed upon. This has already been, you know, oh yes, I'm going to marry, you know, behind the scenes, this has all been agreed upon. Joffrey is going to marry Marjorie. So they have to put on this little show for the realm, though, of being like, oh, the gods release you from your vow and all this. His acting is so hilariously bad.
Like, intentionally bad.
Intentionally, yes. And that's what I'm saying. I have to give props to, is his name Jack, right?
Jack Gleeson.
Yeah, Jack Gleeson on it takes a special kind of skill to intentionally act bad in character like that. I feel like
how would you phrase this? To successfully to goodly act.
Yes, to goodly act badly. Yes, you nailed it. But
Hell
it's
yeah,
so
dude.
funny because there's the part where he like very like slowly does like a chin lean thing, and it's so awkward.
Yeah.
He goes the full on thinker pose. Also Marjorie, super hot. Gotta just mention that, legally obligated to mention that anytime she's on screen. When she says, my love for you has grown from afar and has taken root deep inside of me.
Deep inside of me, dude.
The deep is doing a lot of heavy lifting in that sentence there.
I'm having to do a lot of heavy lifting after she said that shit too, man. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, dude. I mean, it's not heavy.
Like buckets of your, your old spunk. Anyway.
I'm done, dude.
Just
I'm
the
out.
way she says deep, she knows what she's doing, and I'm
yeah,
a fan.
Dude.
I'm a fan.
Definitely.
Obviously, big win for our guy Tywin, though. We have to mention him. He is shitting all over the place and shitting all over everybody because he's the boss. He's boss man, big time. Is there anything else in King's Landing?
Not till later in like if we want to skip ahead till later in the episode in King's Landing.
Yeah, why don't we just get it out of the way? You talking about Varys telling Tyrion?
Yeah, I mean just their conversation, and for me, like this is. I mean, I had already started liking Varys at this point, my first time watching this, but this was, I think, just it kind of solidified it for me that I still couldn't quite figure this guy out. Like what is his intention?
Right.
What is he truly playing at? But I knew that his heart was in the right place and that he was just not an inherently bad person.
Right.
And I was like, dude, I'm on board with this guy.
Definitely.
It's a bummer that Tyrion is fucked over by everything.
Everything.
And I also started really liking Shae around this time. Her whole comment about I'm yours and yours mine and you are mine, and Tyrion, Peter Dinklage just like breaking down. Yeah. It's really touching.
It's an emotional scene because he doesn't want to take off his bandages, and then like she makes him to, and
yeah,
like he's obviously Tyrion has been made fun of for the way he looks and just hated for being a dwarf his entire life, and now he feels like on top of that he's even more of a monster. I'm telling you, dude, that scar is badass. I don't,
yeah,
that's probably why it was much worse in the books. But
like, if I had like a creative character like in any RPG ever, scar across the face.
I mean,
all the time.
Listen, I don't want to put up with what he's going through right now. Like that thing would itch and hurt like a motherfucker. But like once that stage is gone, like hell yeah, that scar owns so hard.
Dude. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
But yes, I'm with you on Varys.
I know you don't like Shae.
I'm kind of neutral on Shae. Like I kind of like her in these moments. But yeah, I'm just kind of meh on Shae. I'm lukewarm. Varys,
cannot stop yawning.
Varys, to your point, I agree. Like I feel like I always felt there's definitely more to this guy still than what we're seeing. But I do feel like he probably has pretty good intentions. Like, I don't know exactly what his intentions are, but I feel like they're pretty decent. And also, I love Tyrion, and I'd say he's definitely a friend of Tyrion. So I'm into that. So
like I never for a long time I was thinking like, okay, how does this help like any of Varys's decisions?
Right.
I always thought, how does this help Varys?
Sure.
And I think it was around this time where I started to think like maybe that's not the point of him. Is like his own personal further gain. He seems in certain aspects to do a lot of things selflessly.
Sure.
But still aware.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's not giving and overextending himself to put himself in a bad spot.
Right.
But it doesn't necessarily seem that he's doing things to further himself. Like he's just trying to kind of oversee and be available where he can.
We've heard him tell Ned that he serves the realm, and it's from everything we've seen, it's like hard to not believe him, I guess. Like, I don't know. Like, yeah. I definitely, like we said, he has some ulterior motives, but I do believe him. I always kind of did believe him on that count. And, you know, we obviously know from the first season with his talk with Illyrio that he's got something cooking with like the Daenerys thing, but that's kind of still seemingly a long way off. So it's like, what does he really want in the meantime?
Yeah.
But
yeah,
he's a cool character. He's an interesting character. I've always liked Varys. So let's talk about Jaime and Brienne here briefly. There's not a ton with them, but I feel like Jaime, you know, obviously he's giving poor Brienne so much shit. He's on a roll. Like there are extremely few people who can hang with Jaime's wit, period. Like Tywin maybe and Tyrion. But Brienne especially has just no shot.
Dude, it's terrible.
It's very
It's
fun.
so funny though.
Yes, it's very funny, but I feel like after this scene here where she kills the ever-living shit out of those Northmen, he does kind of start to like, there's like a little like, oh,
there's a respect.
There's a respect. There's like, I'm kind of impressed with your sword skills look in his eyes. And also just like, honestly, her brutality where she's just like two quick deaths and then just slowly shoves her sword into that dude's gut. And you can kind of see Jaime over her shoulder being like, oh shit. Like, I'm kind of into this.
Yeah, man. It's a good time, man. Like, this is obviously, I mean, this isn't the beginning, but this is still just kind of the entry to a very I think fun
dynamic, yeah.
Duo and dynamic on the show. And as much as I feel like Brienne is just super kind of one note and like vanilla, the accompaniment of Jaime
goes a long way.
It's just great. It's so fun.
He is great in almost anything with any other person we put him with. We talked about his scenes with Lady Catelyn that were also good, or both of them. I guess I shouldn't say all, but like he's just great with any pairing. Honestly, like his scene with Tywin in the first season was incredible. He's just phenomenal. I do appreciate also how, you know, this show obviously deals with shades of gray in a lot of ways. You know, everything is not
like 50 Shades of Grey.
Yes, definitely. Things are not black and white, you know, and here we see Northerners, Starkmen, supposedly the good guys, who have just, you know, killed these tavern girls just because, you know, they served Lannister soldiers.
I love this. Like, aside from this being a really character-driven moment for Jaime, for Brienne, it's just kind of like a gut check, a reality check that whether it was intentional or not, in terms of like the filming of this and the writing of the actual show itself, I know it's intentional from George Martin's perspective that in war there are no good guys.
Right.
Like it's the water's muddy. There's no clear good and bad, and he said that several times, and I just love the shit out of that. Like there are pieces of absolute shit on any side of warfare.
Jorah has said something similar before, and I think he has a very specific line about that later. That it's like, that's the way it is. Like there is no We've said it before, but like the world is not divided. I can't believe I'm gonna make this reference again between good guys and Death Eaters.
Let's go.
There are shades of gray, shall we say? 50 of them.
Harry Potter, dude. I'm gonna add some After
don't
Effects
you
like
dare.
Harry Potter shit
Don't
on your
you
video,
fucking dare,
dude.
Give me like a fucking do like the. I'm sure there are probably
The
like
scarf.
Instagram filters of like the scarf
yeah.
or whatever. Anyway, if you do that, I will kill you and disown you, and this will be the last episode of the podcast released.
Well,
Fucking hate you. So I mean, real quick, in the Riverlands, we get the Cat and Robb scene where she's like, "Listen, don't do this," and Robb's like, "Have you seen how hot she is?"
dude, Talisa is so gorgeous, man.
She's unbelievable.
It's just not even okay.
It's not fair. I feel for Robb because
the freckles
Damn.
and that skin and
yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Just it's just not okay.
She's so pretty. She's so beautiful. And Kat's just like trying to be like, I didn't love your father. You know, you can grow these things. Love is something you grow over time. It's not as fun as
Dude,
like
she's already grown something
she.
for me. So,
But
like-
Kat has no shot in her little argument here because Robb is just gonna throw the whole her releasing Jaime thing back in her face. And that's valid. You know, like
yeah.
you don't really have a leg to stand on, Kat, when you did definitely do that. So I get both sides
Right.
here, and they're both in just a shitty position.
I get his response, but look,
Right.
she's not trying to argue her credibility. She's trying to
No,
argue
fair.
his decision, and
Yes.
his decision is not very smart.
But also, have you seen
I mean,
Trace?
it's very smart, but like it's not really smart.
True. That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying here. My boy Robb, he can't win
My
for
guy can't
losing
win.
here.
He can win some battles,
Yeah.
but yeah, just not in this area.
I wonder, you think Talisa seems cool? You think she'd be like cool as like a side, like a mistress type situation?
Oh man, that's I don't think
That's
so,
asking
man.
a lot, I know. Listen.
I don't think so.
Hey, you be cool with being my mistress. I'm
Hey,
asking
man.
a lot here, I know. I'm just saying she seems cool. She seems cool.
Is that what warrants being considered cool? Like,
Apparently so. Apparently so.
if you're cool, you're alright with being a side chick.
Yeah,
if
you're
you're not,
yeah.
then you're not.
This little side piece. I
Yeah,
can't even say these
Jesus,
things.
man.
Talisa is
Scott's perspective on the world is so fucking
listen.
jaded. It's fucked.
Talisa is way more deserving. Like side piece is insulting to her. I'm gonna
Look,
go back
I guess
on
what
what I
I'm trying
said.
to say, and I'm trying to keep this PC here. I think any woman is more deserving than being a side chick.
Did I
It's not
imply
just
that?
Talisa.
Listen, some are into it. You know, hey, if you're
I mean,
you're
hey,
into
okay,
like
that's
the threesomes,
fair.
the triages, you know, go for it. Maybe Talisa's into it. You don't know.
I don't know. I guess I shouldn't assume.
Yeah, you shouldn't assume before you ask.
and I'm
Talisa
not gonna
herself.
yuck your yum.
Yeah, don't try and. I'm all about yumming my yucks. So they get hitched. Good for them. Although, come on, Robb. I feel like you're already like really insulting your house and your lords here. You can't even have a nice northern god's wedding. You got to do it the southern way. Like, what are you doing, my dude?
Oh right.
What are you doing?
Yeah. What the?
She's not
What the
even.
fucking
Those aren't
heck
even her gods. She's from across the. Well, I guess they still could be technically. I don't know who her gods are.
Anyway,
Doesn't
look,
matter.
she's hot. Good for Robb. Bad for Robb. Both all applies.
Both things can be true. Yes.
You want to talk about up north?
Sure.
Let's talk about Winterfell.
Let's
Let's have some good laughs.
Our good
This
prince of Winterfell. That horn dude. They
Dude.
talk about being in someone's head. That horn dude has set up residence. Like he owns
He's pitched a tent, dude, for
95%
sure.
of Theon's the all real estate in Theon's
He bought
head.
some. Yeah, he bought some real estate, man.
He
He
bought-
got a fucking smoking deal when the market crashed.
He is about to start subletting out. He's got so much real estate in Theon. Theon's head.
Hell yeah, dude. They're gonna be paying him rent. Theon's gonna pay him rent.
Theon is paying him rent for his own head.
Fuck.
So he's an idiot. I don't know what more else we need to say about this.
Look, okay. There was I need to put myself into the right headspace here because
boy.
I want to recall the first time watching this.
Okay.
I was like during his speech is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I was like, look, fuck Theon, but I'm okay with this. Like, if he dies like this,
sure.
Cool.
Sure.
Cool. Fuck yeah. Do it.
At least he is self-aware enough. He's definitely the least self-aware person ever, but at least he is self-aware enough in this moment to try and go out in a blaze of glory.
Yeah, it's just so funny that he's like, yeah, my guys will do this. My guys will follow me.
Again, the problem is he's not self-aware at all, so he doesn't realize that no one is going to be on board with this except for you, dude.
It was Dagmar admits it was a good speech.
It was an okay speech. It's a fine speech.
It was a good speech, man.
We need to talk about Lewin, though, because
we have to.
We need to.
Hey, my camera doesn't like me. Witness protection.
Your camera never likes you, dude. I don't know if you ever noticed, but your camera freaks the fuck out constantly.
Like in the middle or the end of last season,
I
switched it from like a stable focus to an autofocus. Because if I have it on stable focus, if I lean forward or I lean back, the focus goes away. You know what I mean?
Well, every time you put your hand in frame, your focus is like, what the fuck? Yeah, well, it's fine now. I don't know how
it's fine now.
Do it.
Unlock, baby.
Unlock. That's what it is. Lewin is my boy. I've always liked Lewin, but I don't know if I've ever fully appreciated him the way I have to this extent during this watch through. We
talked about this a couple episodes ago. Yeah, man. He's just so enjoyable, and like when you picture like the role that this guy had in some of these characters' lives, like just such an important figure,
dude. Oh my god,
and wholesome, just truly just a good fucking person.
When the boys go into like the woods, like the God's Wood where the heart tree is, and they see him there bleeding, and just like like you can tell like Rickon like is running and stumbling to go to get to him. Bran is like, you know, Hodor is carrying him, but you can see they're already breaking down and crying, and it's just, you can see the care that they have for him is like sky high, and I think that says a lot that these boys have such love and respect for him. And then just him, you know, even in his final moments, he's not concerned about himself. He's concerned about them. He's concerned about the boys.
He is so selfless.
Yeah.
And I love him to death, man.
Dude. He's so cool, you know.
My stock in Lewin skyrocketed this watch.
It's never been higher. Lewin stock, you missed your shot to buy in early because this one's going to the moon. But I guess it ends here. R.I.P. to my boy Lewin. He is so good. I loved this scene so much. He got a very good death. The actor played it perfectly. And Osha, does him the kindness of giving him the quick death. You know, he knows there's nothing they can do for him at this point. And it's tough. It's tough to watch because I love that dude so much.
Yeah, I have to admit, dude, when it happened, I was like, oh, dang, that happened quick. I really thought that it was further into the show that shit happens. It's so sad.
Yeah, man. 2 seasons for our boy Lewin, but he was there from the very beginning. He was in episode 1.
Yeah.
Great stuff from him. Cannot say enough good things about both the performance and him as a character. I love Lewin. Yeah. And he up until the very end, he tried to give Theon sound advice. Like, go to the wall. That really was Theon's only option out at that point, but he refused to acknowledge that and thought his men would be on board with him because he's a fucking moron. But like up until the very end, Theon did all these terrible things. And of course, you know, Luwin knows that he didn't actually kill the boys, but Theon did plenty of terrible things, and yet Luwin is still giving him good sound advice. And that's just who Luwin was. Good dude. I will miss him a lot.
Let's do Dragonstone. Let's talk about Stannis for a second here. So look, hot ass Melisandre, he chokes her out.
Not okay.
And I was like,
but maybe she's into it.
Kind of like that. do it a little more, Stannis. Kind of like this.
You are the worst.
Oh shit, my guy. My guy fucks.
Dude, I bet Stannis was so hard.
Like in the middle of that, he's like, "Oh shit, fuck, this is hot."
He literally came mid choke for sure,
dude, on his tippy toes, like when they did it on the table.
When they did it on the table,
terrible form.
Very shades of that scene, a lot here. But he's being a sad mopey boy there at the start, and she's, she trying to cheer him up, and then she does. No, I'm kidding. he gets cheered up, but yeah, she shows him something in the flames, and he claims to see something. So he's back on board, I guess, with the Lord of Light. After jumping on, he's a real flip flopper. He jumped off, back on. He's good to go, I guess. So.
You know what I'm just realizing, Scott?
What? I don't know what to say about Stannis sometimes.
Yeah, I'm pretty.
Oh, there it goes again.
Witness protection, man. Maybe I should just do an entire episode like that.
That would be actually very funny. What are you just realizing, bud?
I'm just realizing that your recap is bad.
Why?
I gotta give you some shit here on the show.
Okay, sure, yeah. What?
You didn't even mention any of the stuff with Sam and the White Walkers.
Did I not?
Yeah, no. I was like, I know we gotta talk about that at some point. But wait, hold on.
So that happens at the very end. I think
it's the very end. Yeah, it is the very end.
I forgot to write it down. Yeah.
Professionals. We are professionals.
Jesus
we
Christ.
Promise.
How dare you insult me and my perfect recap, first of all?
Look, you know what? Actually, hold on. No, this was in the script. Everybody, this is in the script. It's such a pivotal moment that we wanted to save it till the end of the episode.
Surprise! Yeah, definitely. We'll save it till the end. Do you have anything else to say about Stannis? I don't know what to say about Stannis sometimes. That dude's
no, he's just
his own thing.
Okay, as much as I like, and I don't actually like her, but as much as I think Melisandre's hot, I kind of wanted Blackwater to be like it. Like, I kind of wanted his thing to end there.
I can see that, but they also do still have some very interesting stuff coming. So I'm not like mad about it. You know what I'm saying?
You're talking about like season 5, season 6 stuff?
Even end of season 4 stuff. End of season 4.
You're right. I'm sorry. That is season 4.
Yeah. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Obviously, we need to touch on Arya real quick, even though her scene is very quick.
Yeah, let's actually unpack a little bit about like the Faceless Men and obviously this scene very quickly. But so Arya connects with Jaqen, right, as they're fleeing from Harrenhal.
I like how she asks him, "How did you find us?" And he's like, "Of all the things you've seen, that's what you really want to know. That's your first question for me," which is very good. Jaqen always kind of giving Arya those little teaching moments, which I appreciate.
Yeah. So she finds Jaqen. She's like, "Yo, that was some cool ass shit. How do you do it?" Yeah. And he's like, "Well, He's dropping the breadcrumbs, you know. He's a good salesman. He's a good recruiter.
He is. And he
so
sees a lot of potential in Arya, I feel like.
Yeah, dude, are you kidding me? Oh, witness protection.
Jesus Christ.
You know what? It's like when I don't know.
No, you can't. Literally, your computer or your camera makes no sense.
Look, whatever, man.
Whatever.
This is a camera for photography, not for this.
Fair enough. Continue.
Jaqen is like, yo, oh my god. All right, it's because I'm looking down. What am I saying?
I'm not gonna acknowledge it anymore.
Okay. Jaqen and Arya have a conversation. This is what I'm trying to say.
There you go. Yeah, do it. Hit me.
They have a conversation. Arya's like, yo, that was some really cool shit. And Jaqen's like, you should drink the Kool-Aid. You should come hang out. Sign up. I'll put you on our mailing list. Like, this dude's just trying to gather recruits, man. It's a pyramid scheme, I tell you.
I love how he named, and it's difficult to say whether he knew this or not. I kind of doubt it, but he names drop Bravos. And that is obviously already very interesting to Arya because she tells him, oh, my dancing master was from Bravos. And Jaqen, again, to your point, very good salesman. He's like, to be, a dancing master is to be a wonderful thing. But to be a faceless man, that is something else entirely. So he's like not putting down her dude, being like, that's fucking great. Super swell. I'm sure he was a rad dude. But you should check out these faceless men. They're pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, you thought that was some cool shit.
You thought that was some rad shit. Wait till you see what we can teach you.
Yeah, dude, why does Essos have all the cool shit, like the magic shit?
They do have all the cool shit for sure. Well, except for Daenerys. Burn. But we'll get to her.
You're terrible, man.
I am the worst.
So unwrap that for me, man. What are the faceless men?
Well, so I think I may be getting my memories of the books and the show confused again, but I believe even in the show they were actually mentioned when they were talking about when the small council was talking about killing Daenerys. And someone said something about hiring a faceless man to kill Daenerys. This is when Bobby B is still alive.
You're thinking of the book.
Am I thinking of the book? It could be. Anyway,
either way, it's so cool. That happens in the book.
Yeah, they are very, very. They are like the best of the best when it comes to assassinations. They're also extraordinarily expensive. Basically, that's why Robert doesn't hire one, is because Littlefinger is like, yeah, we can't afford the faceless man. What are you, fucking crazy? So they are basically world renowned as like, if you hire a faceless man to kill someone, they are going to die. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's gonna happen. Yeah. So,
and should we go more into like what how the faceless men work, or do we want to leave that?
No, let's leave that. I don't think we need to do it now. Obviously, there is magic at play. I mean, we see Jaqen literally change his face. I think a more interesting question that we can also maybe get into later is, was Jaqen in Yoren's wagon intentional? Was he there to recruit Arya from the very beginning, or did he actually somehow get captured?
I find it hard to believe that he'd have gotten captured.
I also find it hard to believe that he could have gotten captured. But I mean, things happen. But it just seems like a guy that is so seemingly easygoing and in control at all times needed this child to save him, Yeah. So that's just food for thought.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Anyway, she refuses. Well, she's very, very tempted. You can tell she wants it.
Who wouldn't be? That's so cool.
It's very, very cool. Arya is already drawn to Bravos, like we talked about. She's drawn to getting herself more skills, shall we say, to maybe kill people, shall we say. But she is family first, so good for her, I guess. She's got to find her mother and brother, sister.
Right.
So,
good
stuff.
So let's go.
That takes us east, or do you want to hit the north of the wall?
East or no? Let's not end on a down note. Let's do east first.
Let's hit the east. That's not internet. You call me a son of a bitch for insulting Daenerys.
I mean, no, it's okay to insult her. You just got to be objective. You're so emotionally driven with your hate.
I do try, believe it or not.
No, you don't. Don't fucking put on a show, you piece of shit.
I try. I'm just not wrong.
Okay.
So she goes to the House of the Undying. Her visions are interesting.
Yeah, this is actually cool stuff.
This is actually cool
both
stuff.
in the books and in the show. It's done really well in the show too.
Yes,
so.
Very much so. I love the shot of the throne room, basically destroyed, covered in snow,
or ash. What is it?
Or ash. It really looks like snow, but you can draw.
Ash.
You can draw from that what you will.
Could be snash.
What's snash?
I don't know.
I think
it's snow ash, dude.
I think at the time it was very easy to basically construe from that, oh, this is what the threat of the White Walkers is representing. Like, even the Iron Throne, even way south in King's Landing, is not safe from them.
Right.
And then of course we get the scene with good to see Jason Momoa again, called Drogo.
Oh yeah,
always,
him and his tits.
Always good to see him.
Thank the gods for Bessie and her tits.
And his tits. And her son, quote unquote, and that's, I props to her. I guess that's got to be very tough and brutal to leave that.
Yeah. So this is they're
showing her
from Pirate Pre
things she wants. Obviously, the
Iron Throne.
So
the idea here is, how do we entrance her to stay,
to keep her here, right?
Inside this tower, so that she is there to support the dragons, but they're all captured, so that Pirate Pre is able to use their magic.
Right.
It's a good ruse. It's a good. It's a good plan, although it doesn't really work out. But
good for her for being mentally strong enough to resist both of those temptations.
It's literally the only time you'll ever say that.
Could you tell how much that pained me?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So glad we dropped that.
There's like a burning in your throat thing happening.
I'm like a cat with
Dude,
a hairball.
hold on, wait. Did you say you're so glad we dropped that nice thing? Like saying the nice things?
No. Yeah. That whole.
Because I literally was about to say, I think this is a perfect opportunity for me to tell you to say something nice about her.
I just did, and you won't get me to do it again. It's on the tape. It's on the record.
All right, fair enough. That's so funny.
Okay, so obviously they get to Paya, and I can't. It is so funny and corny looking when Drogon lights his sleeve on fire. Like,
oh yeah,
I give this show props for a lot of things, but this looks so funny. He's just like,
yeah, dude,
it looks so stupid. I love it.
Yeah. We get a little glimpse of bondaged up Daenerys.
Yeah.
I kind of go for that too a little bit.
You are really just like revealing yourself to be into all the weird shit today.
I mean, look, hey, dude, getting tied up, getting choked a little, that's cool stuff, I think.
You were trying to give me shit for the whole threesome triage thing, and here you
dude,
are.
What are you fucking weirdo,
yeah,
dude? Just chain somebody up. That's totally normal.
God.
Just choke them out, dude. That's way more normal.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
So yeah, Pipe Creek gets his ass burned off. It's like the smallest little flame ever, and it just sets his whole shit on fire. Dude, it's man. Ridiculous and kind of funny, honestly.
You know what's really bad, actually? One of my bosses now listens to the show.
Oh boy.
And I was like, look, dude, like,
look, dude, I'm a real weird fucker.
This is bad. Like, you're asking, and I'm telling you now, it's bad.
Oh, shit.
And are you sure you want this? Like, please, like, it's bad.
You will judge me. You have no choice but to judge me.
Boss was like, nah, it's cool. I'm like that too.
Well, at least you're in witness protection. Like, he'll never actually know it's you when you say these things. How does that look so perfect? Oh, the audio listeners hate us. Anyway, she
Dude,
burns...
it's just not... Hello? Okay.
Jesus Christ. She burns Pyatt. And that's the end of that, dude.
We're still talking about this? Holy fuck. Let's go north of the wall.
Okay,
dude.
well,
Fuck
you don't want to...
Daenerys.
Let's finish with Daenerys.
Oh. No. You're right. Actually, no. She goes with duck sauce. She fucks him up, puts him inside his tomb, and says, fuck you, I'm out.
While
and
he
then they
was
steal all his
fucking
shit.
the hot handmaiden. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she is hot. I don't blame him.
True.
She is really, really fucking hot. Also, he's not rich.
Well, he is and he isn't. I mean, he has enough money to like have a fancy schmancy house and have servants and all that bullshit.
Yeah, but it's like being credit rich.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, he's credit rich.
He made his big play to be the king of Qarth. And now he's dead and his warlock buddy's dead. All the 13 are dead now. Jeez, I guess. Wait, was Quaithe one of the 13? She wasn't there. That's whole thing.
I don't think so.
This storyline is kind of fucked, to be honest.
Qarth sucks, man.
Qarth sucks. Get us the fuck out.
Qarth is bad,
They're
dude.
selling their bullshit to get a ship, and that's where the episode ends. Nothing else happens, according to my recap.
No, okay, look. Let's talk about Jon and Qhorin, and then we'll get to the Sam White Walker.
Okay. Jon and Qhorin.
This is good stuff, actually. I enjoy this quite a bit.
Stuff.
So Qhorin and Jon are walking, and Qhorin just it's so funny how cryptic Qhorin is too. He's like, you gotta make sure that it's not in vain. Like, and Jon's like, dude, what the fuck do you want from me? We're fucking captured, guy. Like, and then it sinks in. Like,
right.
Qhorin's picking a fight, talking some shit, and Jon's like, okay, I get it. I understand.
No ghost here, by the way. In the book, basically, Jon only wins this fight because of Ghost's help.
Yeah, true.
But no ghost here. Jon is just like, razzle dazzle, I got a Valyrian steel sword. And, obviously, Qhorin intended to die, so he probably didn't. Actually, I fight Qhorin, but as we talked about, we don't really love Qhorin, so we're just going to go ahead and give that a big W to Jon.
Let's give that to Jon for sure.
Yeah.
So he kills Qhorin, the Half Hand, which is big news for wildlings.
That is a name they know. He's like a legendary Night's Watch figure to them. Yeah.
And so it's funny. It's funny how the minds of these wildlings work, though, because it's like,
you were so judgmental when you said that.
Well, look, think about this.
Savages, how do they
think about this? They're both Night's Watchmen.
Sure.
Can two Night's Watchmen not hate each other? And the other one, the one that kills the other one, still be loyal to the Night's Watch?
I see where you're going with it, but listen,
did I freeze?
Yes, you did, but that, oh jeez, you went all the way away.
Witness protection. Dude, what is going on? This has happened before. I'm just going to switch my camera.
You went all the way away.
Jesus.
Has this happened before?
Hey.
Oh, no more witness protection for you. Nah, we get Zach in an all new angle. Anyway,
I hit many angles.
Jesus Christ. I think what it truly is Ygritte is just like she wants to break her off a little piece of that Jon Snow, if you know what I mean. So she's just same for both of them. I want to triage with them. And I I think she's just like finding any excuse she can to be like, he killed Corn Halfhand. He's obviously on our side now. So she can, give him the goods. Which I'm here for. I'm big here for it.
I mean, cool. Look, this is like, okay, I feel like I keep just trying to joke about everything.
Well,
this is actually really cool. I like this storyline. This is where everything in the north everything north of the wall starts to become fun.
Because it's been very boring for this season.
It has been like super bland. Yeah. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm glad that we're finally getting something happening, and it seems like they're going somewhere, and there is a little bit more purpose, and it doesn't just seem like fluff, which is kind of what I have felt leading up to this.
Yep.
Now we get at the time, I was like, holy shit, what is this show, right? I had not read the books. So I was like, what in the actual fuck is this show about? We get Sam, Gren, and is Pip there?
Ed. It's Ed.
Okay, it's Ed. Okay. Sam, Gren, and Ed, they are walking. And
Dolorous Ed with the absolute zinger about Gilly, by the way.
Dude, yeah, man. Just fucking dunking on my guy,
Sam. The thing about her that I find so interesting is that she said 6 words to you. And then Sam with, like, the best terrible comeback of all time, where he's just like, and the thing about you that I find so interesting is absolutely nothing. I'm like, well done, Sam. Well done.
What a fucking savage, dude.
What
He's
a
a
fucking
demon.
guy. Got him.
Oh my god. So they hear the horns blow, and they're like, okay, this is routine.
It's John coming back. Hooray!
Yeah, John and Corrin.
Yeah.
One blast, they're like, oh, wildlings. 2 blasts, okay. It's Night's Watchmen.
1 blast is Rangers returning.
Right.
2 blasts is wildlings.
They're like, oh shit, wildlings. They get ready to draw their swords, and
then this horn
there's of course an ominous pause.
Ominous as hell.
And then a 3rd blast. And they're like, that's not good.
Yeah.
That's not in the script. That's not supposed to happen. And yeah, this winter storm blows in and kind of engulfs them. And we catch a glimpse of a small faction of the, call it undead army, the White Army.
Sure. It's wild. I do not love this ending here. I gotta be honest.
Oh, is that why it's not in the recap?
Is that why? Okay, first of all, fuck you, but good one. That's why I decided to leave it out entirely. No, I'm fine with the wildling army attacking and showing up and us getting a glimpse of them. But why does Sam have to be like left behind there? That doesn't make any sense. Like, how could he possibly get out of this alive?
Yeah, that's in my notes.
Like, this whole exact thing could have happened the exact same way, but they all just run off, all 3 of them together, and then the camera like pans over the army of the dead, and we get the exact same situation, the exact same everything, but it just makes sense, and we don't get how the fuck would Sam ever... spoiler alert for season 3, episode 1. Sam lives through this, so there you go.
Sam is fine.
Sam is fine.
Like, I mean, even in this episode, the fucking White Walker
looks right at him.
Literally right at him, and is like...
He's like 10 feet away. He's like, sup, dude?
Major Lord of the Rings vibes, by the way, with the undead horse panning up from the hoods up.
Yeah. It's pretty good. It's a good shot.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty good.
It's a good shot. But that simple change would have made this so much better for me. Like, just don't have Sam there. Like, why? Just don't.
Yeah.
Unnecessary.
This definitely was a shock. Shock, I tell you. For me, the first time watching this, I was like, how do I say this? I know that the White Walkers were a thing, like, because we see the whole thing with Craster, sorry, excuse me.
You're on good terms with him. You're buddies, so you just call him Crast.
That's my guy.
He's crass to his friends.
We see the whole thing with Craster at his keep with, you know, the son,
Yeah.
the child being kind of sacrificed or offered. And then, you know, we obviously have the cold open of the entire show in the very, very beginning in episode 1. And so, like, you know that this is there in the back of your mind, but it's so easy to forget with everything that's going on that when I saw this for the first time, I had to snap back to this place of like, hold on, like, this is the same fucking show?
Same show, right.
What is happening?
Because that's the thing. The Night's Watch Rangers, they don't talk about, like, the White Walkers or the Army of the Dead as their reason for being north. Mormont does mention it briefly at the end of season 1 that that's another reason they're going out there. But for the entire season, they don't really talk about it. They're out there to scout the wildlings and find out what the King Beyond the Wall is, and that's all Corrin's concerned, and blah blah. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it's like, oh shit, here's an army of ice zombies. That doesn't seem great. So you're right. It is almost like a left hook out of the blue, like, oh shit, right. This is also a problem that we're gonna have to deal with at some point.
And here's something also that I want to give some credit here. Credit to how good season 2 is overall, because if it wasn't for me genuinely loving the shit out of this season on first watch, I hate zombie stuff. Like, I just have never been into
that's true,
like
actually.
Zombies, you know, or like undead, whatever. Like, I don't fuck with that. I think it's corny. I think it's cringe. And I saw this, and I legitimately, dude, I was like, I don't fucking like that. I don't like this at all. This is stupid.
Mm-hmm.
What is that doing in this medieval, like, setting, you know, this medieval world? Like, it did not work for me.
Sure.
But I was like, all right, I'm gonna power through this, and obviously I'm very glad I did, because there's very rich lore behind it, and I fuck with that. But it was truly out of left field, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That this is what was the army. Like, this is what the White Walkers do.
Well, like you said, it's been teased, and we've seen it in, like, the cold open of season 1, and it's been talked about, but getting this, like, full-blown blast of, like, oh, here's a whole army of the dead coming at them here to close the second season is a powerful way to end. It does seem like it comes not out of nowhere, but it's like, it's a surprise. It's like, oh, right, shit, yeah, fuck, I forgot about that.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything else we need to hit before we move on to who'd be thrown in here?
No, man, I think that's about it.
One quick line I had that I forgot to bring up that was very funny is in the Varys Tyrion conversation. When Varys is telling him, you know, Sir Mandon Moore, Knight of the King's Guard, attempted to kill you on orders of your sister, and Tyrion asks him, like, something to the effect of, like, why should I believe you? And Varys is like, why would I lie about that? And Tyrion goes, to create strife between my sister and me. And Varys just stone cold just responds with, where before there was nothing but love. It's just very good.
Savage, dude.
Just totally savage. You're frozen again, but I don't even care.
Am I really? God damn it.
Oh, big time. It's time for our final segment here. You are frozen in the creepiest speech.
I'm not frozen on regular Skype.
Really?
This has got to be OBS.
Oh my god, you're just staring. You're frozen on my Skype, so that's all it takes.
Really?
Yeah, you're just stone faced staring.
Here, let me just shut my video off. How about that?
Big creepy. I'm into it though. It is time for. Just. Oh my god.
There we go.
There you go. Oh, fixed. Perfect. We'll cut that out. It is time for Who Be Thrown In.
Wait, you mean you don't want that high quality production in our show?
I want all of the high quality production to our show. Where we last left off at the Battle of the Blackwater, Zach had outlasted me in the duel of stubbornness.
I outlast you in many things.
Oh boy. To get Tyrion Lannister the #1 spot, followed by Cersei at 2. the Hound at 3, Bronn at 4, and our boy Podrick Payne at 5. This list is gonna change a lot. A lot.
Yeah, a lot.
I am curious as to where we're gonna land here, because I have quite a few people in mind that I feel like should make the list. So let's start with the easy. The Hound is not in this episode. He can obviously come off. Bronn is not in this episode. He can come off. Cersei is barely in this episode.
I have a feeling Tyrion's coming off.
I have a feeling Tyrion is coming off, but I don't know if I'm quite ready to pull him. I'll yank him down here as a maybe for now.
Okay.
Pod can come off. Do you want to make a... I have no argument for Cersei. Do you want to...
She's not in the episode.
But she's very briefly.
Is she?
Yeah. It's
Oh,
when
she
they're in
is.
the
That's
throne
right.
room,
During the... Yeah.
Speaking of the throne room, I think a big contender for big win is our boy Tywin, if I can find him. Yes.
And Marjorie.
I was gonna say Marjorie. Big win. Honestly, Joffrey.
Maybe the biggest win?
Big win for him, getting hot ass Marjorie to be his queen.
Yep.
Where are you, Marjorie? I know you're in here. She made the list before, right?
No, I don't think so.
Did she? Oh shit, no, I don't see her.
Hey, this is a perfect time for me to remind you fuckers, all you wannabes. Glasses moment. That you guys can follow us and hang out with us over on the Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and the Discord. All the social medias you can find us at We Don't Want a Pod. And we've got links pretty much everywhere for the Discord. We would love it if you guys hung out and joined the We Don't Wanna or the Wannabe community. Also, if you're new to the YouTube, guys, you guys know the fucking drill. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. We appreciate the absolute shits out of all that good stuff. And we are still not able to get a picture of Marjorie,
no,
so I'm gonna just
she's here.
fill some space here.
No, you're good. Vamp a little.
You know, while Scotty's doing this, I have
Boom.
Oh Jesus! Oh man.
Yeah.
Just
look at those eyes. Oh my god. There she is. There's my beautiful girl.
I have a meme question to ask you after we do Who Be Thrown In, by the way. Just
excellent. Excellent.
Yeah, you've probably seen this, but I am curious as to your take.
Okay, I also want to throw Jon into consideration. Jon earns the trust of the wildlings for now. I also want... Let's see, who else?
I mean, Jon's still captive, man. I don't know. He killed
captive,
Corrin, but
though?
he doesn't have like the fruits of his labor yet.
Here's one. I don't know what you will say about this one, but I'm gonna fight real hard. For.
Did you just say real hard?
I did. What happened? Did I click the wrong button? What happened? I added you, but you're not there. What is happening to me?
Shambles.
Shambles,
I
I say. There he is.
Ooh.
There's my fucking dude.
Oh, man. This is the episode you want to put him on the list? He dies in this episode.
Yeah, dude. Yoren got number 1 in the episode. He died. And he fucking deserves it. Who else? I feel like there was one other person I was thinking of, but maybe.
I mean, look, should we entertain Daenerys? Getting her dragons back, also getting all that gold.
We kind of have to. Boy, there's so many.
Gotta be objective.
Yeah,
man, this is
gonna be tough.
Dude, you know, when I finished watching this, I was not thinking like, oh, there's a lot of contenders here.
Really?
Yeah, no.
See, I was thinking no one is like super strong, but there are a lot of contenders. Honestly, like that's a tough thing to argue though, because yeah, it's great right now for Robb with marrying hot ass Talisa, but might be problems down the line.
It's not like I guess it is great, but
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. In the interest of taking people off, because we have a lot of probabilities in here, I'm gonna take Robb off.
that's fine because I feel like yes, I feel like their quote position on the track, right, is a big part of it. But also, when there's this many contenders, it's gonna have to go down to like who we like and what we like what they did and just stuff like that.
In another week, he might have made the list, but there are a lot of good contenders here. I'm thinking Tywin is number 1. We didn't really give him props last episode because he was in it very little. And it's not like he's in this episode a ton, but he is like...
He took all the glory from
glory.
Everything that was good from last episode, which a lot of it did come from him. But all of it's his now. He's relishing in all of that glory now.
I kind of view him as the number 1.
Man. Okay, so my argument was going to be either him or Marjorie.
I can see that.
Just because she climbed the farthest, I feel like. But I don't know that warrants a number 1 position.
I don't think it warrants 1 because she's been quote unquote a queen before.
Yeah, but now she's the queen, which was her goal.
Sure,
well,
in theory.
Almost.
I think Tyrion's not gonna make it.
I'm okay with that. He's in a shit spot.
Kind of in a rough way. I still love him in his scenes, but it would be kind of just that. It would be rewarding him for, oh shit, this gonna break his streak. He was on a hell of a streak, but more on that next week. I'm gonna bring the stats for you, stat heads out there next week. So Marjorie at 2. What about Joff? How are we feeling about Joff and like Daenerys?
Joff's ass is saved.
True.
But I don't love him, and I feel like with this many contenders, that's a big part of it.
I do have to say, I do more than probably any other episode thus far. I do appreciate the Joff performance a lot this episode specifically. So that's a big win for him. Also, Marjorie's a big win for him.
I think I'd like to lobby for Dany as 3.
Oh.
This is what I think it should be. I think it should be Dany 3, Lewin 4, Joff 5.
I can't leave off Jon.
I don't think he makes the list yet, man.
I can't leave off Jon.
Why?
Jon has been honestly like, again, I'll bring these next week, but Jon is like
boring as shit this season.
Our disrespected player of the game.
Okay, have we enjoyed any of his stuff this season? Yeah. Come on, dude.
I enjoy this. This is a fine scene. He kills.
This is fine, but is it comparable and his position compared to anything else?
Let's get to that in a minute. I think Lewin should be 3. Like
so emotion over position is your argument.
100%. Also,
I'm okay with that.
Position, she's still a long ways off from the Iron Throne. So her position is nothing incredible. Yes, she wins a big deal here. Or like she gets her dragons back and she defeats the warlocks. Hooray for her. But still she's the worst and Lewin is the fucking best. So
okay. All right. I'll concede that.
So that puts Daenerys at 4, and now it's Joff or Jon at 5.
It's not Joff, man. I just can't.
Wait, you said it's not Joff?
It's not. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not Jon. He has not gotten the trust that you're saying that he's won by the wildlings yet.
Like he kind of has though. Like he's
kind of has by the
prisoner anymore. The dude cuts his rope that's binding him. He's not a prisoner anymore. He's got his sword back. He's got a hot ass girlfriend.
I don't know, man. And to be fair, look, I'm gonna use your own argument against you. Did you not enjoy Joff's performance more than Jon's in this episode?
I did enjoy Joff's performance quite a bit. Real quick, Arya? I don't think here.
No, not yet.
I don't think here. No.
Especially not with everybody else that's available.
Oh boy, honestly, you know who actually did make big power plays is
Dude,
Littlefinger.
Fuck Baelish, bro.
He didn't have enough weird ass scenes in these last like 4 or 5 episodes.
Fuck that guy, man.
I fucking missed him and his line delivery so much. I'm just going through the list, making sure there's not anybody we're forgetting.
Checking it twice.
Yeah, checking it twice. All right. Yeah, he should maybe make the list, but yeah, we won't take Littlefinger.
Look,
I feel like we have disrespected Jon a lot, and we're just gonna cut him from another list.
He hasn't had any good episodes this season. It's not disrespect. Like, it's just, trust me, dude. Your boy's gonna have plenty of time for him to be on this list.
That's fair. I agree. I think Joffrey, he does get his ass saved, but he also lands
Marjorie, and he's saved,
and he's saved, and honestly, making his grandfather, like, doing everything, like making Tywin happy is a smart move. And again, I did genuinely enjoy his performance this episode. I thought it was very fun.
I think this makes the most sense.
Okay, so that leaves us with Tywin at number one. Boy, this is an odd group here, to be honest. Tywin at 1, Marjorie at 2, Lewin at 3, Daenerys at 4, Joff at 5. Let me suggest one more quick thing. What would you say to swapping Marjorie and Lewin?
Out of respect for Lewin, I'd be okay with it.
Right.
We just have to establish, like, this is not a position thing.
It's not a position thing, and honestly, like Marjorie is in a good position here, but it's not like necessarily anything she did, to be honest. Like,
again,
she has.
Yeah, I think the reason why I gunned for her so hard was that she jumped so much. She went from a place of like being decent to like now she is betrothed to the king of the realm.
That's true.
Who has just gotten saved.
Right.
Who's in a much better position.
I mean, the Tyrell Lannister alliance is huge, and I think that's another big reason why Tywin is number 1, because whereas he was in a rough spot a couple weeks ago getting embarrassed by Robb Stark, he is now in the freaking catbird seat. He is Cloud9. But no, this is a purely this dude rules. We want to in memoriam for him, see him off in the best possible way, because he ruled and he has not been on any of our lists so far, and he deserves it. He does deserve it. Super fucking cool. All right,
I agree with this.
So that leaves us with Tywin at 1, Lewin at 2, Marjorie at 3, Daenerys at 4, fucking Joffrey at 5. Has Joffrey made the list? I feel like he did.
I think
once.
He has, like, once or twice.
Yeah.
This
is interesting.
When Bobby B died.
I think that is when it was. Yeah, when he was made king.
Quite literally the king. Yeah.
True. Oh boy, yeah. That is who be thrown in. That is a list for this week. Boy, what an episode. What an episode, bud.
Yeah, that was a lot.
That was a lot. I knew that episode was going to be a little long just because so much happened in this episode.
It's okay. We've had a lot of you fucking weirdos wanting longer episodes, so
what the hell?
Yeah. Why do you do that? Why would you do
that?
Why
would you do that to yourself? Just you need an extra 30 minutes of Zach being in witness protection.
Dude, do you remember when we had like 3 episodes back to back that were like 2.5, 3, like, or 3.5 hours long?
Of Harry Potter, unfortunately.
Yeah, that was fucking bonkers, man. Hey, listen, guys, if you guys are just now finding us on the YouTubes or on the podcasts, we do have several other series before this Game of Thrones one, where we have delved deep into the world of Harry Potter. Into the Mines of
Moria. Oh, wait, shit.
Into the Mines of Moria as well.
It's true.
As we've gone through the Lord of the Rings movies. We've also talked Wheel of Time, the Amazon show, as well as just kind of general movie talk and One Piece as well. So there's a lot of content by the We Don't Wanna Fuckheads, and
that's us.
It's all available for you guys to go listen to on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, you fucking name it.
Whatever your little heart desires.
Go listen to that shit because it's a good time, and a little bit of a different format too. Both Scott and I love Game of Thrones. So this is fun. We love to chat about this, but this might be kind of interesting if you're not aware of this. Scott had never read the Harry Potter books, and so we are diving through the Harry Potter books for his first ever read through.
First ever clean slate.
Does he talk some shit? He was very reluctant to do so. So it's a fun time, and the One Piece series that we go through, it was my first time going through One Piece, so it's just a good time. Go check that stuff out if you haven't already. It would mean the world to us.
If you are a fan of either of those series or just shit talking in general, there's something for you.
yes, there is something for you. But I think that's gonna do it for us, guys. Do you have anything else, Scotty?
No. Hey, we appreciate the hell out of you. Leave us a rating. Leave us a good 5-star rating. Give us the likes, the subscribes, all the good stuff to do. Help us out. We love you. We appreciate it. And hey, come say hello in the comments or the Discord or whatever else is. I don't know. What else? Twitter.
Scott doesn't do the social media.
I don't do the social media.
Just do the things.
Just do the things. Yeah, the things that are to do.
We'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for hanging out, guys.
Oh, bye.